Alright everyone, let's get back onto it. We're gonna start with the last request. I believe it's called Package Pandemonium, and it takes place at the airport. And I went to the wrong spot. We're gonna go to the airport. I went to Crossbow Station. I don't know why. It should be over here. There you go. I got the two confused. Alright. Is it you I speak to? Excuse me, are you with the Capra Delivery Service? Yeah, I am. Who are you guys? We're with the Special Support Section of the Crossbow Police. We came to speak to you about the support request you submitted. Oh, so it's you. Thanks a bunch. I'm in a real bind here. The job's gonna take a while to complete though. Are you ready to start now? Of course. You can count on us. The request was about some misdelivered packages, right? Yep, and boy were they misdelivered. See, our company delivers parcels to places all over the continent, but unfortunately we made an error while we were here in Crossbell. Several packages were listed with incorrect addresses by our staff and sent to the wrong locations. That does sound like a problem. How does such a mistake happen to multiple packages at once? Well, our president's a little bit of a scatterbrain, to put it nicely. This isn't the first time something like this happened either. One time he even mixed up a shipping label with a letter from a friend. Wow, doesn't sound like your president's the most meticulous person out there. I won't deny it, but he's a good man. When he had nowhere to go, he took us in with open arms. Sorry, got off topic there. Long story short, I need you to help straighten out all the packages that ended up in the wrong addresses. We usually have a local shipping company handle the cargo once it gets to Crossville State, so I'd have no idea where I was going. Sounds simple enough. Do you happen to have a bead on where all those errand deliveries are? Ah, yes, according to what I have here. A parcel intended for St. Ursula Hospital ended up at Mainz Der Ziegel Inn. What St. Ursula received instead was originally bound for a private home in the residential district. I'd like for you to go reach each of those places, reclaim the misdelivered packages, and get them to their rightful recipients. Oh, so you're also going to need these. Fragile package. Shipping label. I take it this is the package that was supposed to go to Der Ziegel? And this shipping label was supposed to be attached to the one that was delivered to St. Ursula. That's right. So first I'll deliver this little parcel to Der Ziegel Inn. Then the package there should go to St. Ursula Hospital, which means you'll have to swap them with, You know, the more I try to sort this out in my head, the more confusing it gets. Basically, we just need to exchange and redeliver the packages in order. Yes, do that. So we're doing your job for you now. Sorry, I know this is a mess, but I'm counting on your help. Don't worry, I think we can handle it. Let's start by going to Der Ziegel Inn in Mainz first. This is gonna be a pain in the ass, isn't it? All this back and forth? Yes, it will be. Alright, we must get the car. Now we gotta go back inside. Alright, nope, wrong button. Alright, we need to head back to Mainz. Where were you again, Mainz? There we go. Alright, nope, we gotta go up. Der Ziegel Inn. Alright. Hey, if it isn't the kids from the police. Y'all looking to book a room with us? Not quite, we came to ask about a case we're working on. Have you received any strange packages recently by any chance? Strange packages? Oh, as a matter of fact, the most peculiar delivery came in earlier. Why anyone thought to send it to us, I couldn't even begin to guess. Do you happen to know something about it? Jackpot. Well, actually, Lloyd explained the situation regarding the misdelivered packages. Oh, so that's what happened. So the package we received was supposed to go to St. Ursula then. No wonder it was chock full of scalpels and such. I can only imagine how disconcerting it was when they suddenly arrived. You don't know the half of it. Luca got so spooked she was hell-bent on throwing them out with the trash tomorrow. It's a good thing that we made it in time. Here, let me give you the package you were supposed to receive. Thank you very much. Now let's have a look-see. Yep, these are the Liberalian drinking glasses I ordered a while back. I'm positive this package is ours. Glad to be of service. Now then, could we please have the package that was misdelivered to you? Of course, give me just a moment. Here you are. I trust you'll get that to the hospital where it should be. Thanks, we will. Alright, let's drop by St. Ursula Hospital next. We should inquire at the reception desk. That is the plan. After all, we are now fedex. Temporarily, at least.
よし、行くか。
Alright, let's go.
どこに行こうかな。さあ、行くぞ。よし、着いたぞ。
Inquire at the reception desk, huh? Welcome back to St. Ursula Hospital Special Support Section. What can we do for you today? About that, Sarah, there is something we need to ask you. It concerns one of our requests. Let me explain the situation regarding the misdelivered packages. Oh, so that's what the package was. Our nurse admin Martha was racking her brain over it. She thought maybe our nurse made a mistake with the purchase order. A mistake, you say? Yes, it happens. One of our clumsier nurses has done something to that effect in the past. Multiple times, in fact. Did she now? So does that mean the package is currently at the nurse station? Yes, it should be. Feel free to go to the second floor and have a look for yourself. Well, here's hoping. It really makes your heart go out to the poor nurse who was falsely accused. Just a little. Anyway, let's head upstairs. Alright, which room? Wait. This room? Ah. Honestly, Sharon, you should be old enough to know better than this. Why is it that you can't even place a simple order without making mistakes? No, there's gotta be some other explanation. Just ask Mayfa. She even watched me put the order together. I mean, sure, it took me 20 tries before I got the numbers right, but we did it eventually. 20 tries, really? The things Mayfa has to put up with. You're lucky she's so fond of you. Pardon us, did something happen? Huh? Oh, hello, Triple S. Cerrone here was tasked with placing an order for medical supplies, but we've run into a problem of sorts. The package that arrived didn't have any supplies. Instead, it had some sort of worn-out doll inside. Goddess knows why. Mind you, this isn't Cerrone's first offense. Earlier this year, she botched an order of bedsheets, too. Oh, come on, why won't you believe me? I'm telling you, I know I got it right. Lloyd, are you thinking the same thing I am? Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind. What are you referring to? Well, we might know a thing or two about what happened here. A misdelivery? So the package you received was never meant for us to begin with? That's right, we're currently in the middle of sorting it all out. Would this happen to be the package you were expecting? It appears so. These are the medical tools I placed an order for. Thank you for coming all this way to deliver them for us, Triple S. I suppose I owe you an apology, Cerrone. I hope you can forgive me. Cerrone? Cerrone. Here we go again. It might be Cerrone, though. I shouldn't have jumped to conclusions like that. It's all water under the bridge now, as long as you're still not mad at me. Oh, I almost forgot. They should have put it somewhere in here. Cerrone dug around the inside of the package to look for something. Ah, here it is. My new Kagamaru strap. Since we're already placing an order, I figured I might as well add this to the package too. Isn't she just adorable? Cerrone, perhaps we're going to have to need another talk after all. Sorry to interrupt, but if you wouldn't mind, could we take the package you received by mistake? We'll make sure it gets to the right person. Why, of course. Give me just a moment. Ah, there it is. Be careful with it now. Small trunk. Thanks, we'll take care of it from here. Let's see. According to the shipping label that Aaron gave us, this package was meant for a private address in the residential district. Now all we have to do is deliver it and the request will be complete. The residential district? It must be of the homes near Speaker McDowell's den. Did you recognize the address, Ellie? Let me take a closer look. I think I do, but this address... If I'm not mistaken, it's the empty house to the right of Representative Campbell's. Wait, isn't that the house people kept saying was haunted 10 years back? Yes, that's the one. The hell? Then what's going on? Is it possible someone moved in recently? I couldn't really say for sure. Only way to find out is to head there ourselves. Let's go deliver the package. Is that the one where we inspected the gate the first time and we couldn't go through? Alright, we'll check right now. Because I'm not certain. So, by the way, guys, I ended up watching the new live action of One Piece, and I wanted to get your feeling what you all thought, because I gotta say, I enjoyed it. If anything, it's that type of show is good for like the casual, I wouldn't say casual anime watch, but casual watchers of who want to give a live action version of One Piece a chance. If anything, if they want to even know what it's about, because I believe all the actors played all the characters pretty well, in my opinion.
よし、行くか。
Alright,
どこに行こうかな。
let's go to... Yeah,
さ
Crossbow.
あ、行くぞ。よし、着いたぞ。
I would say the actor that played Luffy was spot on, or, you know, close enough, but definitely Sanji and Zoro actors take the cake. They were incredible. I mean, Nami as well. I mean, it also helps that the actress that played her was also a fan of the anime, so she kind of understood the character. Alright, we have to go to the administrative district. Residential. I'm distracting myself right now, too. I think it might be this one. Oh, wait. Is it this one? This is definitely the address. You're right, but... the place doesn't exactly feel lived in, know what I mean? Did someone mess up? Maybe the sender wrote down the wrong address. It's possible. Even if they did, the delivery slip doesn't actually list a recipient, only a destination. Either way, we aren't going to find out anything for sure unless we ask. What's wrong, Tio? Ah, nothing. Hold on, look. It's open? It was a little ajar, so I thought it might be. Well, we may as well show ourselves in and see if someone really did order this. Yeah, I guess so. Oh, we're finally going in, huh? Excuse us, is anyone home? What'd I tell ya? No one lives here. But this is definitely the address listed on the delivery slip. The front entrance wasn't locked either. Who are you? Oh, it's a little girl. Huh? A girl? Oh, excuse us, little girl. Are you the only one home? We're here to deliver a package and... Oh, you mean she's finally here? Don't just stand there, come in! The kid was so excited she didn't even let you finish. Looks to me like we found our recipient. She's clearly expecting delivery after all. That's odd though. If there really was a little girl living here, I'm sure I'd have heard of it. I don't know what to tell you. You met the score 10 seconds ago, same as the rest of us did. Just what the hell's going on here? I wish I had a good answer for that. But for now, let's follow her in and see where that leads. Maybe she can give us a better idea of what the story with this place is. Well, here's the package you ordered, I think. Yay, she's finally come home. Upsy daisy. Looks like her too. That's one raggedy doll. Think it's one of those famous antiques, you know, from the Rosenberg studio? I don't think so. It doesn't look very expensive to me. So this doll, did it used to be one of yours maybe? She's not an it. She's my beloved little sister. Isn't she just adorable? Is she now? Well, thank goodness we're able to reunite the two of you then. Thank you, everyone. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to take her back to our bedroom. So you're the only one that lives here? Am I the only one who feels completely lost about this? It doesn't seem like anyone else is home either. No parents or anything. What's wrong, Tio? Nothing. It was only my imagination, I think. Hey! Who's in there? Someone's at the front door now? Another guest, perhaps? Oh, she really was a ghost, wasn't she? Her parents don't seem to be home, so maybe we should answer for her. Yeah, good call. Imelda? Well, if it isn't the Triple S, and what are you doing in a place like this? Well, we came on police business. What brings you all the way out here from your antique shop? Police business? What the devil for? This house has been completely abandoned for over a decade. As for what I'm doing here, I've been using this building as a warehouse for my merchandise for some time now. What's the matter? You look as if you just saw a ghost. Alright, what's the big idea here? Even Imelda's telling the truth about using this place for storage space. How do you explain the creepy little girl we just handed that doll to? Good question. We could always ask her ourselves. I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for this. Right, there has to be. I'm pretty sure she just went into that back door just past the living room. What? Are your ears screwed on right? I just told you no one lives here. Unless Imelda's playing one hell of a prank. What? Where'd that little girl go? Think she's hiding somewhere? Look at those. Huh? Dolls? I recognize the one we just delivered, but... the other one? It looks just like the girl we spoke to. Oh, so she's a doll. I think a lot of you owe me an explanation here, wouldn't you say? Now spill it. Or would you rather arrest yourselves for trespassing? I don't think that's how it works, but I'll try to explain. Lori told Imelda that they came to deliver a package and that the little girl they met was the spitting image of one of the dolls. Heh, heh. I see. Turns out what we had said had a grain of truth in it after all. What are you talking about? I purchased one of those two dolls while traveling abroad many years back. They were said to have been crafted to resemble the daughters of a noble family from long ago. They were a set of twins, so two dolls were made. Unfortunately, I was only able to get my hands on one of them. There's nothing wrong with the doll per se, but strangely, I could never convince anyone to even consider buying it. What does the last part have to do with anything? For a detective, you're astonishingly dim. The point is, you were made to deliver a second doll, whereupon you came across a mysterious girl who resembles the first. What I'm saying is perhaps the doll came to life and summoned her twin to her, no? That's ridiculous! A certain man has always insisted to me that every doll has its own destiny. Heh. Perhaps the old fogey was onto something this whole time. Every doll has its own destiny? I do remember Meister Jorg saying something along those lines. Are you telling us that the girl we spoke to was just the ghost of this doll? I refuse to believe it. The veracity of that claim aside, there is substantial concentration of spiritual energy in this building. I can sense the presence of 3 higher elements too, the way I could at the Moon Temple and Stargazer's Tower. In other words, what we witnessed may have been a spiritual phenomenon of sorts. Spiritual phenomenon? That would explain the hair standing up on the back of my neck. Man, this would be a hell of a lot easier if we were just all hallucinating. But if Teotot says there's something to it, I'm not gonna tell her otherwise. You're kidding, right? I don't want to believe any of this. Heh. My, but it's fun to watch you all shiver and tremble yourself silly. At the end of the day, whether or not you put any stock into the blatterings of that reclusive doll fanatic is up to you. But one thing is for certain, and that is... now that those sisters are reunited, they can finally find a proper home, by which I mean a prospective buyer. And that's good news for my bottom line. Haha. It's always about the money, huh, bag? Anyway, that wraps up this request, I think. Let's go back and report to the Capua delivery service employee. Right, the sooner we leave this house of horrors, the better. Hey, looks like you managed to get all the packages where they need to go. You guys are lifesavers. Thanks, Special Support Section. It was no problem. So, not that it's any of my business, but... Is she okay? Face is kind of pale. It couldn't have been... We didn't talk to, did we? I guess she's still a little bit haunted by the experience. I don't blame her. Give her some time and she'll be fine. Yeah, don't worry about it too much. If you say so. Anyway, I'd best get going now. If I ever need help in Crossbow again, I'll let you know. Call us anytime. We'll be happy to assist. Nice. Alright, another one done. Let's report it. Oh, yeah, I'll wait again until we make it inside. I just realized Randy's about to die. Hold on a second. I'll heal you guys in no time.
皆さん、どうもお疲れ様です。それでは報告を受けたまわりますね。はい、お疲れ様でした。報告は以上ですね。では、また依頼を達成したらよろしくお願いします。
Alright, let's heal up a second. Well, a better way than resting to the
どう
car.
しますか？
Alright, so
よし、
we're gonna ride this
行くか。
car because
どこに行こうかな。
I've learned of a hidden, what you call quest we can take care of right now.
さあ、行くぞ。よし、着いたぞ。
Takes place in mines, and we gotta head over to the inn again. Alright, let's head on down. No. No. Mr. Nielsen? Huh? Ah, is that you, Lloyd? Yes, hello again. I'm glad you remember me. I never forget the voices of those I've had the pleasure of interviewing. Is this man? Yeah, he's that famous journo they met a little while back. That's right, Marcel Nielsen. What brings you to Mines, if I may ask? I have an interview scheduled with Mayor Bixen as it so happens. I'll be asking him for his account on Mine's origins as a Septium mining village, as well as how it has changed in the modern day. With the topic of independence looming over Crossbell, I thought it pertinent to reflect on the state's history. Not a bad idea. That's a very insightful perspective to have, for lack of a better phrase. I'll consider it a compliment. My circumstances do give me a penchant for taking things the long way around. But enough about me. I heard you all contributed to stopping the terrorist attack at the trade conference. With that in mind, I have the urge to interview you about the matter. Would you mind terribly? You see, there are several lingering questions I have regarding the motivations behind that attack. I suspect speaking with you will help me uncover the meaning of it all. The meaning behind the terrorist attack? That may be difficult to divulge. Teal's right. Information about that case is restricted to members of the state government and police force. Even if we do take your questions, we'll be pretty limited in what we can disclose. That's understandable and well within my expectations. Nevertheless, I believe there is still merit to be had in discussing the matter. What do you say? Our last interview with him was definitely insightful. Participating in a second one could be a good idea if we have the time. Yeah, let's do it. Alright, we'll agree to your interview. Splendid. Thank you for your time. Let's begin right away then. The terrorist attack started. Thank you all again for agreeing to this interview. Our topic of discussion is the recent terrorist attack that occurred at the West Zemuria Trade Conference. To begin, I would like to confirm the identity of the perpetrators involved. Could you do that for me, Lloyd? Who were the terrorists that attacked the trade conference? The Imperial Liberation Front from Erebonia, the anti-immigration faction from Calvard, or both? I believe it was both. Two terrorist cells from within the major powers were working in conjunction with one another. One was the Imperial Liberation Front from Erebonia. The other was comprised of members of Calvard's anti-immigration faction. That's right, those were indeed the parties responsible. I will refrain from delving into their backgrounds and founding principles. However, it is worth noting that the two groups have no history of collaboration, and yet they mounted a united front against the conference. I'm given to understand that they were abetted by a so-called society that had also been operating covertly in Liberl. Yeah, the Society of Ouroboros. Thinking back, the terrorists were making use of archaisms at the trade conference. Do you know the Society of Mr. Nelson? I've come across their name before, yes. They're a bit of an enigma to be certain. I take it your work has led you to learning of them as well? We've heard a thing or two. And the more we hear, the shadier they seem to be. At any rate, we can say definitively that their true aims are completely shrouded in mystery. Trying to deduce their objectives at this stage would be entirely in vain. I'm inclined to agree with that. Let us move on to the next topic then. I would like to review the intentions and perspectives of the two major powers in regards to the attack. My sources tell me that each nation employed outside forces in secret. Both of these forces contributed greatly to the resolution of the incident. What I find peculiar is that although the Empire and Republic foresaw the attack, they elected not to prevent it, leaving both terror groups at large. I have to wonder why that is. What do you suppose they were trying to achieve, Lloyd? What were Chancellor Osborne and President Rocksmith's objectives in regards to the terrorist attack? Expose each terrorist group, contain opposing political factions, force Mayor Croy to resign. I don't believe it was this one. Might be contain opposing political factions. Each terrorist group was backed by a political faction that stands at odds with its respective country's leader. I think their top priority was to keep those two opposing factions in check. In Chancellor Osborne's case, he was looking out to put pressure on Erebonia's noble faction. As for President Rocksmith, he was looking to deter anyone who agrees with Calvert's radical nationalist. I agree, that is the only logical explanation for why they allowed the terrorists to remain at large. As a result, the public tide has turned in their favor. Citizens from either country are raising their voices against the aforementioned factions. Political leverage then was the end goal. On a separate note, Lloyd, you identified this as their top priority, did you not? I found that curious. Do you mean to imply that they had another objective in mind as well? Well... Lloyd. Yeah, I can imagine one other objective. I also think it was to gain a foothold for their advancement into Crossbell. Oh? Crossbell is in their crosshairs, so to speak. That much is clear as day when both leaders have offered to station their troops in Crossbell at the conference. Yes, and the terror attack fueled the narrative that Crossbell cannot keep its borders safe by itself. The only places further pressure on the state to accept their proposals. The non-aggression pact that Liberl introduced has essentially lost all power as a deterrent at this point. Moreover, Crossbell's independence proposal has placed it square in the public eye of both the Empire and the Republic, thereby redirecting the attention of either country's citizens away from their domestic conflicts and discontent. So even that was by design. I've heard of two birds with one stone, but this is more like drowning a flock with a boulder. Sorry, downing. Well then, I see you've all considered this as just as much detail as I have. If you don't mind, I would like to move us on to our final topic. It is apparent that the two countries had a mutual understanding as far as the attack was concerned. Do you believe this to be evidence of a greater alliance between them? Have Erebonia and Calvert formed an alliance through their handling of the terrorist attack? Yes, a temporary one. Yes, a permanent one. Out of the question. No, I think that's out of the question. Ultimately, they both have the same objective, sole possession of Crossbell. Yes, that's exactly right. In the end, the incident at the conference was no more than one-time instance of them acting in lockstep. Furthermore, Crossbell is simply too valuable for either country to let it remain as a simple buffer zone. There's no room for allyship if each aspires to take it for themselves. Their parallel actions tip their hands as to their conflicting motivations. Well, for a blind man, your aim is impressive. So this is all just a warm-up before the real thing. Eventually, they're gonna go at each other guns a-blazing. Yes, and I imagine the war of intelligence they're waging will only worsen from here. The increasing activity from the Jaegers and criminal syndicates in Crossbell can likely be attributed to that as well. Unfortunately as it is, I would not be surprised to see a resurgence of inexplicable incidents such as those from Crossbell's past. Inexplicable incidents? What do you mean? No, never mind that. Forgive me for speaking out of turn. That aside, I believe we've sorted out a number of matters regarding the terror attack. Asking for this interview was a wise decision indeed. Thank you for your time. Likewise, this was very enlightening. I think we understand the current situation more clearly now. It was almost more informative than I was prepared to handle. I'm glad to hear you found it beneficial. It would be wonderful if we could chat like this again sometime, future circumstances permitting. Of course, we'd be more than happy to. That was cool. Alright. Short but sweet. Alright, let's have this bad boy reported and we're good. Oh.
よし行くか。どこに行こうかな。
Back to Crossbell, please.
さあ行くぞ。よし着いたぞ。
Alright. And here we go.
こちらクロスベル警察です。それでは報告を承りますね。わわ、大変でしたね。おめでとうございます。ランクアップしました。
Ooh, true gladiator belt as a reward for your
特
performance.
典の品もすぐにそちらにお届けしますね。お疲れ様でした。
Alright guys, I'm gonna end it here for today. Thank you all for watching. When we come back, I guess we'll finally be able to start off with the main story. So if anything, we're gonna continue from there, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you again.